But I want to preach this tonight, Psalm 73. And if you'd allow me for just a few moments to give some background information about what's taking place here in the text. And I'm a real preacher, all right? I may say things you're thinking, man, I don't know if a preacher should say that, but I'm just real, okay? I'm just real. This is the way you see me at Walmart. You see me like this at school. You see me like this anywhere I go. This is the way you see me. What you see is what you get. Amen. So I need to come to front you tonight or play another role of somebody else. This is just me. And tonight we're going to look at the Word of the Lord through the eyes of this century that we're living in as we look at this Psalm of the 73rd Psalm, a Psalm of Asaph. And what's going on here, many of us don't like to analyze this or critique this or look at it fully. But what's going on here is Asaph's having some trouble. He's contemplating a few things. I don't know about you, but he's on the verge of maybe, we don't like to use this word, but he's on the verge of backsliding. He's on the verge of falling off the edge. I don't know if you've ever been there before, but I've been on the teeter-totter. Come on, I've been where I don't know if I can take much more. I've been where, God, are you even listening to me? I've been where, God, do you even care about what's going on? I've been where I've questioned God. And I know people used to say, son, don't question God, but I'd be lying tonight if I told you I never questioned Him. I'd be lying if I ever said to you, I never said, God, where in the world are you at? I felt like at times the heavens were brass and that God wasn't listening to me. I've been there. Amen. I've been at points in my life where I thought it would be easier to walk away and to quit and to never preach again, never enter another church. I can tell you tonight that I've been there. There's been things that happened and transpired in my life that I did not understand. There have been deaths that I have visited, funeral homes that I did not understand. There have been sickness that I did not understand. There have been valleys that I walked through, financial difficulties, distress from all areas. I've been bombarded from hell before. I've been, it seemed like, gut punched by the enemy. All hell has come against me before, and I felt like it's just not worth the fight. Come on. Anybody ever felt like that? Anybody ever felt like the wicked, they seem to perish, but we try to do things right, and it seems that it always comes back to bite you and I. It seems like the more that we try, the harder things get. Amen. And Asaph was having in this psalm here, he's having this contemplation. He's thinking, man, my feet are about ready to slip. I don't know how much more of this I can take. And then we get down to verse number 17, and you got to read just a little farther. Sometimes we read a few verses and then we stop, but you got to read the entirety of the text to find out what's going on. There's more to the story. Amen. He gets there and he's contemplating and he's thinking about, I don't know how much more I can take. I don't know if I can go through this thing. I'm ready to fall. I'm ready to end it all. Maybe some of you tonight are at that point in life where maybe you just can't take it. You're ready to end it. Maybe you're there tonight. I want to tell you it's an all right place to be as long as you don't leave that way. Amen. Asaph is tired. Maybe he's like some of you. Maybe some of you have said, well, I'll give God one more try. Anybody ever said that? God, I'll just try this thing again and let me see how it's going to work out. And the Bible said Asaph was going through this type of turmoil. And verse 17 says, until I went into the sanctuary of God. Well, let's look at this for a moment. Can I teach you something just a moment? Many people quit church because we come to church and don't get healed. Come on. That's right. Come on. That's right. Can I say something and then I promise you I will correct this. There's a really good chance just because you come to church that you don't get healed. Go ahead. There's a good chance just because you come to church that you don't feel the presence of God. There's a good chance. Now, in the text here, we read that the Bible uses these words, until I came into the sanctuary. The word until is a conjunction that means this. A particular time leading up to the end of a thing. Until means it brings you up to the moment. Until pops up, and then there's something that's going to change. change. Until means it's not going to continue the same way that it was going. Can I just be prophetic for just a little while tonight and tell you that some of you in this building tonight are going to experience an until moment. Something is about to change. It's not going to, you got to tell somebody you're about to walk into your until moment. Something is about to change. Now notice this. Come on, preacher. He said until I came to the sanctuary. Notice he didn't say church. No. The Hebrew word for sanctuary is a word called Makdash. Yes. And that word simply means this: into the presence of God. The presence of God. Coming to church will not do you, please hear me. It will not do you any good. Some of you said, I've been coming to church for 6 months and it's not done me any good. I'll tell you, it will never do you any good until you